The half moon in your palm is no ordinary marking. It is a celestial symbol, a reflection of the lunar cycle that governs not just the tides, but the very fabric of existence. Those who bear this sign have always been different, moving through life as if they belong to two worlds at once. Have you felt this pull? A sense that reality itself is thinning around you? This is no illusion. It is the first sign that your transition has begun. Baba Vanga spoke of individuals marked by the moon, those who walk the edge of the seen and unseen. These people often find themselves experiencing heightened intuition, prophetic dreams, and moments of déjà vu so intense they feel like warnings. The moon has always been a portal, a symbol of movement between dimensions. If it rests in your palm, your spirit is preparing for a journey that few will ever comprehend. But there is a danger. Many who bear this mark do not realize its power. They continue living as if they are ordinary, ignoring the dreams, the whispers, the strange coincidences that surround them. They do not prepare for what is coming, and when the shift arrives, they are caught in the storm. Do not be one of them. If the half moon is in your hand, understand that your reality is about to change in ways you never expected. This is only the first sign, but it is the most important. The half moon is the key that unlocks the mystery of your fate. The next 4 signs will reveal what this transition means and how you can navigate it without fear. The letter M is an ancient symbol, present in the hands of those who are destined to leave a mark on this world before they depart it. It is no coincidence that this letter appears in your palm. It is a sign that your life has been written in the stars long before your birth. Baba Vanga often spoke of those who carry this mark as souls who have completed their purpose in this realm, and are now being called to the next stage. Those with the letter M often feel an overwhelming sense of knowing, as if they have lived many lifetimes before. They may experience moments of clarity that seem beyond human understanding. Have you ever predicted an event before it happened? Have you ever felt a strong pull towards something unexplainable? This is your soul's way of preparing you. The M in your hand is not a coincidence. It is a map, a guide to the destiny that awaits you. But just like the half moon, the letter M carries both enlightenment and responsibility. It is a mark of spiritual warriors, those who must awaken before they transition. If you ignore this, you risk being unprepared for what lies ahead. You must align yourself with the path that is unfolding, or you may find yourself lost between realms, unable to move forward or return. The transition is closer than you think. The signs are intensifying, and the moment of truth is approaching. Are you ready to hear the next warning? As the shift nears, those marked by the half moon and the letter M begin to lose interest in the physical world. The things that once mattered, money, status, possessions, start to feel meaningless. It is not depression, nor is it a phase. It is a soul-level detachment, a knowing that something greater is calling. Many who experience this feel an overwhelming desire to be alone. They withdraw from crowds, finding peace in silence. They no longer relate to the people around them, as if they are seeing the world through a different lens. Baba Vanga called this the separation, a process in which the spirit begins to shed the weight of human concerns, preparing for ascension. This is why those who are about to leave this world often say they feel different before their transition. They become distant, speaking less, observing more. They feel like strangers in their own lives, as if they have already begun to step into another dimension. If you are feeling this now, do not resist. It is a sign that your soul is moving beyond what it once knew. But what comes next is even more profound. The second sign will shake your perception of time and reality itself. One of the most shocking signs that you are about to leave this world is the distortion of time. Those experiencing this shift often feel like time is speeding up or slowing down. Moments feel stretched, as if they are caught in between realities. Baba Vanga once said that those who are nearing a great transition will notice that days blur together, that hours pass in the blink of an eye while some moments seem to last forever. This is because their spirit is no longer bound to the rules of this world. It is preparing to step beyond them. Many people report seeing repeating numbers, 1111, 333, 555, as time seems to communicate with them. Have you been noticing these patterns? Have you felt like time no longer follows a normal rhythm? These are not coincidences. They are markers of the shift, preparing you for the next step. What happens when time itself begins to lose meaning? The answer lies in the next sign, one that connects you to something even greater than time. As the shift nears, Those marked by the half moon and the letter M begin to experience visions, glimpses of things beyond the physical world. These are not ordinary dreams, nor fleeting images of the imagination, but vivid encounters with beings from the unseen realms. Some see shadowy figures standing at the edge of their consciousness, others hear whispers that seem to come from nowhere, and a few receive direct messages through dreams that feel more real than waking life. These experiences are not mere illusions. They are signals that the veil between this world and the next is thinning. Baba Vanga often spoke of how the chosen ones, those marked by these sacred symbols, would be visited by spirits who have crossed over. These beings may appear as long-lost ancestors, as messengers of fate, or as symbols that only the person experiencing them can understand. When these encounters become frequent, it is not a coincidence. It is an invitation. The universe is preparing you for the transition, urging you to release the ties that hold you to the material world and embrace a greater spiritual calling. At first, these encounters may bring fear. The mind resists what it cannot explain, and the heart trembles at the thought of stepping into the unknown. But Baba Vanga taught that fear is the final illusion before enlightenment. The ones who see, hear, and feel these messages are not being haunted, they are being guided. The journey beyond the physical is not an end, but a return to a state of higher wisdom. Those who ignore these signs may find themselves trapped in confusion, resisting a destiny that has already been written. It is in this moment that true clarity emerges. If you have experienced these visions, if the voices of the unseen have reached you, do not dismiss them. Instead, embrace them as a sign that you are chosen to ascend beyond the limits of the ordinary. The transition is near, and those who recognize it will step forward with peace, prepared for what lies beyond the world of form. As the chosen ones approach the moment of transformation, they find that the world around them begins to fade. Objects that once held meaning, jewelry, clothing, possessions, lose their importance. The drive for wealth, success, and recognition diminishes, replaced by an overwhelming sense that none of it truly matters. This is not a loss of ambition, but a realization of truth, that everything material is temporary, and the only thing worth seeking is the eternal. Baba Vanga spoke of this sign as the emptying of the hands. She described how those who are near the threshold between worlds find themselves letting go of attachments they once thought were essential. It may begin subtly, losing interest in social status, feeling disconnected from the desires of the crowd, or realizing that the pursuit of material things no longer brings fulfillment. Then, the shift becomes more pronounced. Relationships that were built on superficial bonds fall away, and the chosen ones find themselves surrounded only by those who resonate with their higher calling. This detachment is not to be feared. It is a purification. The soul must be light to ascend, and the burdens of materialism weigh it down. Baba Vanga warned that those who resist this process, those who cling to what must be released, will experience suffering. The more one fights to hold on to what is meant to be let go, the more painful the transition becomes. But for those who surrender to it, there is an unparalleled sense of peace, a realization that they were never truly bound by the things they thought they needed. In this phase, many experience moments of deep solitude. They retreat from the noise of the world, seeking silence, seeking truth. This is a sacred time, a preparation for what lies ahead. The body may still be in this world, but the spirit has already begun to cross into the next. Those who understand this embrace the process with open arms, knowing that they are being guided by something far greater than themselves. The final sign is the most profound. It is not a vision, not an external shift, but an inner knowing. Those who bear the half moon and the letter M in their palm begin to feel a powerful pull towards something indescribable, a light that calls to them, a presence that surrounds them, a whisper that says, "It is time." This is the moment of transcendence, the point where the chosen ones no longer belong fully to this world, but are stepping into the next. Baba Vanga described this as the opening of the final door. Those who have reached this stage feel no fear, only acceptance. The worries and struggles of earthly life become distant, as though they were part of another lifetime. Every breath carries a sense of purpose, and every moment feels like a message from the divine. Some find themselves drawn to places of nature, forests, rivers, mountains, where the presence of the eternal is strongest. Others are compelled to share their final wisdom, to leave behind teachings for those who remain. At this stage, time itself seems to change. Days move faster, or slower. The chosen ones feel a deep connection to the universe, sensing patterns and meanings that were once hidden from them. There is no more doubt, no more hesitation. They know they are about to cross into something greater. And when the moment comes, it is not an end. It is a return. For those who have reached this stage, there is nothing left to fear. They have seen beyond the illusions of the world. They have embraced the wisdom of the unseen, and they are ready. The ones who remain may mourn their passing, but those who go forward know the truth, that they are not leaving, but simply going home. The half moon and the letter M in the palm are not mere symbols. They are a map, a guide for those who are meant to walk this path. If you carry these signs, if you have felt these changes within you, then you are among the chosen. Prepare yourself, for the journey does not end here. It only begins. For those marked by the half moon and the letter M, the journey is not one of fear, but of awakening. As the final signs begin to manifest, the soul starts to recall its true purpose. It is as if a veil is lifted, revealing a path that was always there but had remained hidden. This is the moment of profound realization, the understanding that life was never just about survival, but about fulfilling a divine mission. Baba Vanga spoke of this awakening as the return of memory. She believed that before we enter this world, our souls are given a purpose, a reason for being. But as we grow, distractions cloud our vision, and we forget why we came. Yet, for those marked by the crescent moon and the letter M, the signs of departure bring clarity. They suddenly see the connections that once seemed random. They recognize the lessons in every hardship, the meaning behind every joy and sorrow. The universe no longer feels chaotic. It feels like a grand design, and they were always meant to play a role in it. This revelation brings an overwhelming sense of peace. No longer are they burdened by regret, for they understand that everything happened as it was meant to. They no longer chase after things that do not serve their higher calling, for they see through the illusions of the world. Those who reach this stage often find themselves drawn to solitude, not because they feel lonely, but because they are in communion with something greater than themselves. But this awakening is also a warning. Baba Vanga taught that those who receive this wisdom must act on it. They must make peace with the past, reconcile with those they have wronged, and ensure that they leave behind wisdom for others. The final days are not meant for idle reflection, but for purposeful action. For those who understand this, the transition becomes not a fearful event, but a completion of destiny. Before the chosen ones leave this world, they face one last test. It is not a physical trial, nor an external battle, but an internal reckoning. This is the moment when all illusions fall away, and the soul stands face to face with itself. It is a test of acceptance, of letting go, of surrendering fully to the divine order. Baba Vanga described this as the purification of the soul. Many resist this stage, clinging to what they have known, fearing what lies ahead. They feel a pull toward the unknown, but their mind fights against it. This is the final struggle, the battle between attachment and liberation. Some experience it as an overwhelming sadness, a deep sorrow that washes over them like a tide. Others feel a strange sense of urgency, as if time itself is running out. But those who embrace this test find something remarkable on the other side, peace unlike anything they have ever known. It is as if the weight of the world lifts from their shoulders, and they step into a state of absolute serenity. They no longer fear death, because they understand it is not an end, but a passage. They no longer resist change, because they see that all things must transform to reach their highest state. Those who pass this test often experience one final vision. Some see themselves stepping into a bright light, others hear a voice calling their name, and a few are visited by loved ones who have already crossed over. This is the final assurance, the confirmation that they are ready. The chosen ones do not leave this world in darkness. They step forward into the light, fully aware of where they are going. The final chapter of this journey is not one of sorrow, but of fulfillment. For those who bear the half moon and the letter M, their departure is not an accident, not a tragedy, but a return to their true home. When the moment comes, it is often marked by an undeniable sense of completion. They feel it deep in their soul, an unshakable knowing that their time here is done. Baba Vanga spoke of this departure as a transition, not a loss. She believed that the chosen ones never truly vanish, but instead move into a higher plane of existence, where they continue their journey on a different level. Those who are left behind may grieve, but if they listen closely, they will feel the presence of the departed ones in subtle ways, a familiar scent, a whisper in the wind, a dream that feels too real to be imagination. The true measure of a chosen one is not how long they lived, but what they left behind. Their words, their actions, their wisdom continue to echo in the lives of those they touched. The knowledge they shared does not fade, but grows stronger with time. This is why the final moments of the chosen ones are not filled with fear, but with a quiet satisfaction. They know they have done what they came here to do. For those who carry these marks and feel these signs, know this: you are not alone. Your journey is sacred, and your departure is not the end. You are simply stepping into the next stage of your existence, where greater truths await you. The world may see you as leaving, but in truth, you are only returning to where you have always belonged. This is the wisdom of Baba Vanga. This is the truth of those who bear the crescent moon and the letter M. And this is the final revelation for those who are ready to hear it. For those who bear the half moon and the letter M, life has never been ordinary. From the moment you entered this world, you were different, destined to walk a path unlike any other. The signs you have witnessed, the strange occurrences in your life, and the unshakable sense of purpose have all been leading you to this moment. Now, you stand at the threshold of something greater. Baba Vanga always said that death is not an end, but a return. The chosen ones do not disappear, they ascend. Those who carry these marks are not meant to fade into the silence of oblivion, but to step into the next plane of existence, where their soul's purpose continues in ways beyond human understanding. If you have seen the signs, if you have felt the shift within you, know that you are being prepared. The old self is falling away, and a new journey is about to begin. But this knowledge comes with responsibility. The wisdom of the marked ones must not be buried with them. If you have been given this revelation, you must share it. Guide those who are still lost in the illusions of this world. Teach them to see beyond the material and into the truth of their existence. Do not let your time here end in regret. Leave behind a legacy that will echo long after you have crossed over. For those who have watched until the end, this message was meant for you. You were not brought here by accident. The half moon and the letter M are not mere symbols. They are the markings of those who are meant to awaken. If you feel the call, do not ignore it. Prepare yourself. Make peace with the past. Embrace the future without fear. And when the time comes, walk forward not with dread, but with the knowing that you are simply returning home. This is the final revelation. This is the truth of those who are ready to hear it. Now, it is up to you to decide. Will you embrace your destiny, or will you turn away? The choice has always been yours.